Mula sa dating 2.4% noong Pebrero, bumilis ang inflation rate sa 4.1%. Paliwanag ng Philippine Statistic Authority Undersecretary Dennis Mapa, malaki raw ang naging kontribusyon ng krisis sa Middle East sa pagtaas ng inflation.
59.5% sa diesel, 27.3% naman sa gasolina.
Ang ilang pong mga nasa construction business, no, yung mga miyembro po ng Philippine Contractors Association, nagparamdam na even sa ilang pong mga pribadong proyekto na may notisya na nagtaas na daw po ang presyo ng bakal, yung pong simento, yung mga imported po, meron na rin pong paramdam, at yung pong mga ginagamit nila sa construction. Kaya po mukhang may porsyento na po ng taas sa construction cost.
Construction prices just went up. Here's what that does to your build. Most people planning to build don't know this yet. They're still working off numbers from last year, numbers that are already wrong. The US-Israel-Iran conflict is doing something that doesn't make the evening news here, but is already showing up on every construction quote across the country. It's disrupting global shipping. Fuel costs are up. Freight is up. Everything that goes into a house, steel, cement, finishes, all of it costs more now. The Philippine construction industry has adjusted. Prices have moved. Not a projection, not a warning, already in effect. If you're planning to build and you haven't updated your numbers, you are planning with figures that no longer exist. The gap between what you think it will cost and what it will actually cost has already opened up before anything gets built. And if you're mid-planning, working off a quote from 6 or 8 months ago, there's an even bigger problem waiting for you. We'll get to that. I've been in this industry for more than 30 years. I've watched prices move with oil shocks, with the pandemic, and now with a geopolitical conflict that has nothing to do with us and is landing directly on our construction costs here. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly what's driving these increases, where prices sit right now across all three construction tiers, and the two traps that are catching most homeowners off guard right now. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what your build will actually cost in 2026 and what your next move should be. Let's start with the war, not in a vague geopolitical way, but in the specific direct way it is showing up in construction costs right here. The US-Israel-Iran conflict has put the Strait of Hormuz under serious pressure. Roughly 20% of the world's oil supply passes through that corridor, and government data shows 95 to 98% of our crude oil imports here come from that same region. When that route gets threatened, global shipping reroutes, and rerouting costs more. Steel moves first, but in two different ways here. For rebars, we actually have local manufacturers, but factories run on electricity and diesel. When fuel costs go up, production costs go up with them, and the price of rebar adjusts. For I-beams and other large structural steel, we import those mostly from China and other parts of Asia. Every ship carrying that steel runs on bunker fuel, and when the Strait of Hormuz gets disrupted, freight charges follow, and the landed price here goes up. It doesn't take long. Cement is next. It's one of the most energy-intensive materials to produce. When production costs move, the price at every construction site moves with it. And cement doesn't have a cheap substitute unless you're okay building with bamboo and mud. Finishes, fixtures, electrical components, mechanical systems, same story, different supply chains. All of them have some level of import dependency. All of them felt the increase. This is not a local pricing decision. No single supplier woke up one morning and decided to raise rates. The global supply chain adjusted, and our industry absorbed it. The result? Construction costs here have moved up, and that number is already in every 2026 quote from any builder working off current rates. If a quote you receive today looks like it's from 2024, ask what's missing from it. Everyone knows construction costs are up, but knowing it and actually adjusting your plan for it, those are two very different things. You did your homework. You looked up cost per square meter, got rough estimates, maybe even talked to a builder. You've been working toward that number ever since, but that number is outdated. Here's what it looks like in practice. You research in late 2024. You get an estimate of $35,000 per square meter for a standard build. You're planning a 120 square meter home. That's $4.2 million. You come back in 2026 to get a formal quote. Same house, same size, same specs. The quote comes back at $38,500 to $49,500 per square meter. Suddenly, the house that cost $4.2 million is now $4.62 million to $5.94 million. That gap isn't a negotiation. That's the market. And here's the part most people miss. They know prices went up. They just don't know how much. And that gap is exactly where the blind side happens. The fix is straightforward, but it requires you to actually do it. Get a fresh quote, dated 2026. Not the estimate from last year. Not the number from a Facebook group 8 months ago. A real current quote from a real builder based on your plans. Your planning is only as good as the numbers it's built on. And right now, a lot of people are planning on numbers that no longer exist. But there's a second trap, and this one hits after construction has already started. Some price movement during construction is normal. Builders know this. It's usually written into the contract. That's not the trap. The trap is when the increase is abnormal. When material costs don't just nudge, they jump. And the contract wasn't written to handle that kind of gap. That's what's happening right now. The war, the shipping disruptions, the weakening peso, these aren't the usual market fluctuations your contract was built around. These are irregularities. And when an irregularity hits mid-build, the standard contract language doesn't always protect you the way you think it does. Your builder is now covering costs nobody anticipated when the contract was signed. And at some point, that conversation comes to you. To be clear, construction material prices here haven't spiked as sharply as fuel and gasoline sectors have. But when you're building an entire house, even a small unexpected increase becomes a big number. Since the increase here isn't as dramatic as other sectors, it's manageable but only if you're prepared for it. First thing to do, find the escalation clause in your contract. Read it carefully. In most contracts here, if the price increase on materials exceeds 10%, that excess cost is passed on to the client. There's usually a cap on this, somewhere between 15 to 20%. Anything beyond that cap is a separate conversation between you and your builder. Now, how much this actually affects you depends on the scale of your build. For a standard house anywhere from 200 to 300 square meters, the impact is relatively low. The contract value isn't big enough for even a 10 to 15% material spike to cause serious damage to your budget. But for ultra-luxury builds, large villas, or anything with a significantly bigger contract, the same percentage increase translates to a much larger peso amount. At that scale, even a clause-protected increase can hit hard. And whatever comes up mid-build require complete transparency from your builder. Every price increase has to come with proof. Official receipts, supplier invoices, delivery receipts, not just a number handed to you verbally. If costs went up, they need to show you exactly where, by how much, and why. That's not distrust. That's just how a build should run. So how much are we actually talking about? Here are the current construction cost tiers adjusted for where the market stands right now in 2026. This is the part that's hardest to accept, because the numbers most homeowners have been carrying in their heads, the estimates that shape their plans, are all on the left side of this table. On a 100 square meter house at the economic tier, that's a gap of 300,000 to 700,000 more than what you planned. At the standard tier, 350,000 to 900,000 more. That's not a rounding error. That's an entire room or two that you didn't account for. This is where the market sits right now. Any quote you receive in 2026 from any builder working off current rates will land somewhere in these ranges. That's a 10 to 20% increase from what you were looking at before, and the continuous weakening of the peso is pushing that number further since most of the materials we import are priced in dollars. So here's the dilemma you're actually facing. Build now with the numbers in front of you, or hold off and monitor how prices move. Both are real choices, but only one of them is actually a decision. The other is avoidance dressed up as strategy. Waiting feels safe, but waiting is also a move, and it carries its own cost. Construction prices here do not have a strong historical pattern of reversing. Across every major pressure point, the pandemic, the peso depreciation, now this, prices adjusted upward. They stabilized at the new level. They did not come back down. If the conflict in the Middle East de-escalates tomorrow, shipping costs don't normalize overnight. Supply chains take months to recover. And by the time they do, the next pressure point is usually already building. Waiting for prices to drop is a plan. But you need to be honest about what you're actually betting on and what it will cost you to be wrong. 3 moves. That's the whole action plan. First, get your complete plans and permits now if you don't have one yet. You can't get an accurate quote without them. Second, get a real, current quote, not a rough number, not a guess. A formal quote from a real builder based on your plans. Third, make an actual decision. Build now at the current price or hold off. Just make sure you know what you're watching for while you wait. Now, as a builder, the easy thing for me to say is build now. But honestly, no one knows if prices will stabilize at this level or come down a bit. That's still an open question. So, if cost is your only deciding factor, the choice is still yours to make. But here's a small peek from inside our company. Ever since the war started, our inquiries have gone up. More people are moving. Maybe that tells you something. That's where things stand right now. Prices have moved, the market has adjusted, and the homeowners who get blindsided are almost always the ones still working off last year's information. If you're still figuring out how the whole construction process works here, I already put together a complete guide on that. Click here to watch it next.